blockbuster trade. I have not been able to get enough of this. I've been reading every single article, digging into everything. I called my man Derek Harper up and said, Harp, I need to talk. This morning, me and Harper was talking, right? Give me your thoughts on this trade, man. Luka Doncic to the Lakers, backdoor deal. What do you think, man? AD going to Dallas, man. What do you think, man?
It's not a basketball decision. I read, and as you did as well, this Texas legislative guy posted this thing on Twitter, and I'll try and retweet it at some point. And when you read the whole thing, it like all makes perfect sense. Yeah. What the Adelsons or Adelson, because the husband's gone now, what she wants to do is build a resort casino in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that will have an arena in it where the Mavs will play there. So it's just like an all-in-one, come and just dump your thousands, and just have a great time and go home broke. Yeah. But that's her dream. Now, Texas doesn't want that. And there's not going to be another vote on it for 2 more years, right? 2027, I think is what the guy said. So this was a move. And also they felt like, okay, Luka, they couldn't quite control his eating patterns and whatnot, but that seems very, very weak to me in terms of an issue. Yeah. Especially when we look at what happened with Joker. Joker was the same thing when he was a young man. And sometimes you don't pay as much attention to what you eat when you're younger. When you get to your later 20s, mid 20s, later 20s, then you start, okay, wait a second. This little pouch here is not going away. You start becoming a little more serious about your diet and your health in general. So I think this was definitely a move to try to force well, the main thing that happened would be that they would basically hurt the actual franchise, tank the team, exactly. That's why they didn't get that many first round picks. They only got the 1. So they're going to tank the team. But if the team still does well enough, maybe gets to the second round, or who knows, maybe Kai catches on fire and AD is healthy, and maybe they make a run at the Western Conference Finals. But they're not getting back to the finals. I just don't see them overcoming either Houston or OKC. And let me tell you, don't sleep on the Clippers.
Yeah,
don't sleep on the Clippers. Yeah, so it's going to be a rough road, and I just don't trust AD's health. Never have. It's always been an issue here in LA. You hear it. Oh man, this guy, he's just so injury prone. So they just basically made a deal to tank the team without making it look like you're tanking the team. But unfortunately, they only made one call to one franchise. They didn't put them out. They didn't make like a bidding war, because they could have gotten so much, which would have totally reinvigorated the franchise once again, which they've done a pretty good job at recovering.
Yes.
There was that one year they were bad, and they got Derek Lively, and then shit, Jesus. So it's, I think this is an attempt to tank the team, so they will either approve this resort, which I think they're calling the Venetian Dallas.
Yeah,
Venetian Dallas. They will approve that, and then boom, by I think 2030 or something, they move into that space. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing would be they tank the team so much and they piss the fans off so much that they allow them to move to Vegas if they don't get the Venetian Vegas thing approved, the Venetian Dallas thing approved.
Yeah.
Then they'll move to Vegas. They'll be that franchise in Vegas.
Yeah.
The problem with that is all the other owners got to be on board with that. A team can't just move their franchise in the NBA. So it's going to be tricky, but it's not a basketball decision. So if you're trying to rack your brain around, what were they thinking? It's not about that. It's not about that. This is a business decision moving forward into the future. I'm sure this was planned long ago. This is probably why Miriam Adelson bought the Mavericks from Mark Cuban, though he's still 49%, I think. No, he's
something like that, but just doesn't have decision-making control.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that was all part of the strategy. Because why would she get into this?
Right.
She doesn't even care about basketball.
Right.
She doesn't even like the game.
Right.
And amongst a bunch of other issues that I personally have with her, but that's not to do with basketball. But she doesn't care about basketball. So this is not a basketball decision. It's a business decision. What sucks for me as a New Yorker living in LA, I've had to watch the greatest players of all time come to Los Angeles.
Yeah, like every 5 years, every 5 to 10, they just recycle
every 5 to 10 years. First of all, how do they even get Kobe? I mean, that pissed me off, you know? And then they get LeBron and remember Shaq and God.
You can't make it up,
just, man. No, you can't make it up. It's just to think that this franchise now is basically, look at that photo right there.
Yeah.
You know, so now I got to suffer through that.
And
our Knicks lost on Saturday.
Yeah, on top of the loss.
On top of that.
The insult to injury.
Insult to injury,
yeah.
CP. Insult to injury. The Knicks struggled to get people to come to this franchise for decades.
Yeah.
You know, and we were mocked and ridiculed. Finally, we had to get a guy who was creative, you know, and he brought us a piece here, a piece there, and he flipped it,
yeah.
and then boom, now we got Brunson.
Look at all the work he's got to do. Lakers just like, hey, you want this guy? Okay.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? I don't want to give you 3 first rounders.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
And Nico's like, okay.
Yeah. We'll send the jet. No problem.
Yeah.
It's, you know, people's like, you're sleeping on AD, sleeping on AD. It's not that we're sleeping on AD. Like, if you were just gonna, like, from a basketball standpoint, and you want to talk about fits. Oh, you can say that. Okay, AD, this is good. You know, you can make a basketball argument for it. You can, right? You're getting AD. You already beat OKC 3 times this year without him, without Luka. You solidify your center position with getting a great two-way player. Now, let's say they get a Hail Mary at the trade deadline and they get a miracle and maybe they get Jimmy Butler in their lap because right now he's got no other options. Golden State bailed. Phoenix doesn't look like a viable option. Hey, because it would take a lot of work, but maybe they get that and you got a little like short-term big 3 here. I can see that. But the idea that Nico did not get the best deal, and according to reports, multiple reports, first off, they did go to another team. According to The Athletic, they did go to another team to try to get another superstar. It never worked. But multiple reports are corroborating here that they tried to get the Lakers' 2031 pick, and Pelinka pushed back saying that it was too risky because, 1, the weight issues, and 2, he might not re-sign. This is 25-year-old Luka Doncic in Los Angeles with the Lakers.
Where's he going to go?
Where else is he going to go? Where's he going to go?
He's in paradise.
He's in paradise
here. You saw what Chuck just put in there. It's like playing basketball in January in LA.
Yeah.
I'm in my T-shirt. I was sweating before this started. I took a shower. I was like sweating.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out today.
I mean, so, you know, we're crowning this guy, Nico Harrison, as a genius for the past 2 moves that got him to the finals. Now you're going to tell me that he allowed Rob Pelinka to say, we're not going to give you 2 first-round picks because he might not re-sign with the Lakers? And you signed off on it, and your owner signed off on it? That's when I got to put the tinfoil kufi on, man. Something is up. That's why I say it's not basketball, man. There's no way. You want to tell me that Adelson and all these people, they're powerful business people, right? They might not be basketball people, but if you understand the business, you're going to tell me you're giving up your 25-year-old generational talent for 1 first-round pick and a 32-year-old Anthony Davis? They better hope young Christie turns into second-generation Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
they're in trouble. That's why I think, are you really trying to tank the team? Because it makes no sense. Kyrie's a free agent after this year. Over 30. Great player. That's my guy. Over 30. 80, over 30.
But Kyrie's 32?
Kyrie's 32. And I think 80 might be 30 or
32.
Something. 32.
32. I think they're both 32. Yeah.
It doesn't add up, man. And you allowed these guys to keep the second first-round pick? Come on, man. Nah, man. Nah. I'm not buying it, bro.
No. It's purely a business decision that has a lot of other calculations that, you know, and if this guy's right, which it just seems like it's 100%. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely retweet that thing. And let me tell you, the Lakers won in another way as well.
Yes.
Let's just say, okay, the weight issues were an issue. Well, the last place you want to be in the world, and you're a fat boy, is LA.
Man, gonna be eating Dodger dogs and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna be like lugging that tire around.
Nah, it's a scapegoat, man.
Talk about body shaming. This is the body shaming capital of the world.
It's a scapegoat, man. Like, you want to tell me that you have all these people, all this infrastructure, all player development, all this guy, and this guy's weight issues, you couldn't get him on a program? You couldn't get him a mentor, get Dirk in the building, he's got Jason Kidd as his coach. You want to tell me that was that big of an issue that you're like, we got to trade this guy and take whatever we can get back?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I don't buy it.
You know what? The weight issues, okay, in general, weight issues, we've seen players have that. I mean,
absolutely.
Zion,
True,
Zion's
true.
the poster child of that. And when those two first came in the league, I really believed in their talent and thought, you know what? This before I even knew Wemby existed.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, like about now, the championship was going to run through one of those two guys. And look, Luka got him to the finals last year. And who knows what he's going to do with the Lakers now.
Yeah.
But this guy has the ability to he never tires. You complaining about his weight and his issues with health and everything, but when he's on the court, guy can play 48 minutes and he's shooting even better in the fourth quarter. Look what he did to us in those 11 seconds.
That's right.
This guy doesn't tire. That's one of the main reasons why with Joker, when he was heavier, when he was younger, he just didn't have that conditioning. So, he would fade. He would fade in fourth quarters, or they'd have to manage those minutes. They'd have to play the rotation around that. Now he doesn't have that issue. But and Luka, even though is he a little doughy? He's a little doughy, especially there. You can see, look, he's eating a few too many Dallas donuts there. He's a little doughy, but guy is an unbelievable athlete. And he just never tires. So I Lakers, let me tell you, Jerry Buss, Dr. Buss, who I love, I played poker with him years ago in his last days. Great guy, brilliant guy.
Mm-hmm.
He must have definitely made an amazing deal at some point, because I've never seen a luckier franchise in my entire life.
Never, man. From
we will never see a deal like this in any sport ever. Imagine trading Lionel Messi when he was 25. Imagine trading him and you got back, Zidane.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Zidane, he's a great player. Yeah, he won a World Cup at one point. But this is Lionel Messi, one of the greatest of all time. We'll never see a trade like this. We'll never see a move like this ever again.
The wildest trade in NBA history. Wildest trade.
Right. Yeah.
Wildest.
And the Knicks have been part of some bad ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shock level, even though the players aren't comparable. From a Knick perspective, this was like when Kristaps got traded. Nobody saw it.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
I was at that game.
Heard rumblings. We heard little rumblings.
Little rumble. Yeah, I remember when Frank got drafted. That was the first day of KFTV, and there was rumors that Phil was trying to trade him. He was trying to get booked. He was trying to trade him to Boston. There was little rumors like that. But I remember I was at the Garden that night, Knicks versus Mavs, and as soon as I got home, it was like, yo, they're trading him to the Mavericks. I said, oh my God, blown away, man.
Look at that.
That was his all-star year.
Oh yeah, that was his all-star year. He was hurt. He got hurt. But it was his all-star year.
We've never seen anything like this, man.
But then they get number 1 draft picks too, as well.
Right.
I mean,
they get everything, man.
We've had one number 1.
Yeah.
Pat.
Yeah.
Which fantastic, perfect for us. But that's it.
There's never been anything like this. Like I was going back and looking, like even KD to the Warriors was like, damn, like that was crazy, but. They were an outside contender at the time. And
the Warriors?
When he went to the Warriors. Like they weren't like it was known. It was a known thing. They
won one.
They're right. They had already won, but it was known that like he was in the Hamptons meeting with them, and at the time people were like, they don't really have it's an outside chance, but it's a chance. So you kind of knew like, okay, maybe he does that, but KD as a respectable guy, he's not going to do it, but he still did. He ran. LeBron,
and now there's rumors about KD being moved.
Yeah, LeBron to the Heat. That one had me like bedridden in the press for like 2 weeks as a Knicks fan because I bought in on all the New York hype. I bought in on all of it, and
it
overnight,
just makes sense, man.
It makes sense.
Look what he did the other night. He loves playing at MSG. I thought for sure he's gonna somehow figure out how to get Melo to come over here with him, and then CP3. I thought that was going to be the trio in New York.
Bro, did you see when I saw this play? I said, "Nah, turn this off." Bro, when he cooked Josh Hart off the starting block at 40 years old and left Josh Hart in the dust for that dunk, I said, "Nah, man." I said, "Nah." I said, "Nah, this is a joke. I can't understand what I'm watching right now." Took off on Josh Hart like Usain Bolt on the 100-yard dash and left him in the dust. Incredible. At 40.
I mean, that's why he, that's what people argue. He's, he's the GOAT. They say he's the GOAT, but I mean,
look, I'm not going to argue that. I can't argue it, man.
Yeah.
No one's doing what he's doing at this age.
MJ's the GOAT, no doubt.
Yeah.
But, it's his longevity at such a tremendous level of excellence that makes him at least. Yes. I buy him in the argument. In terms of
absolutely.
Being discussed.
Absolutely.
Because no one's doing this.
Never.
I mean, only big men. Only like Kareem played until what? He was 38, 39?
Yeah.
Maybe 40. I think he played until 40.
I think he was.
As well.
Chuck in the chat can confirm. I think Kareem did play.
I think he played until 40, maybe. There's a few. The big guys can. They play down below on the block and stuff, but not the way LeBron does it. LeBron's, one end to the other, and he's still a top defender. He's truly a marvel. He's a marvel, and now he has possibly, well, no disrespect to Dwayne Wade, but possibly his best teammate he's ever played with.
True.
I think
that's true.
I mean,
yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I think both teams are a trade deadline acquisition away from truly before we can determine where they might land, because they're gonna they need defense now desperately. I mean, they had AD, the best defender in the front court, and they still needed better defense. So we'll have to see what they get at the deadline. And I think Dallas, Nico still has something up his sleeve.